What's going on, y'all, man? Welcome to the Keep It a Buck podcast, where we talk about life experiences and keep it a buck, man. Be 100 about your life. Don't lie.
100.
All right, but today's topic, we have college students going to school through COVID. And I tell you,
It's tough.
Look, I was gonna say, like, we still going through it now, but we gonna start off from the beginning, the very beginning.
I guess it would be quarantine.
Yeah.
Right,
So like, no cap, man. We thought we was coming back. You know what I'm saying? Spring break. Everybody was hearing about it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wasn't really stunned for real. And then it was like, all right, we extending y'all break for 1 week. Then that 1 week, after a couple days, turned to another week. After a couple days, they was like, y'all asses staying at home. So then goddamn. So we were just like, bruh. Cause look, for me personally, I love my family to death, but I was enjoying my college dorm.
Oh man.
You know, God, like, bruh.
Enjoying
I have
having my own space, being some lives.
Oh God, like, I have a twin brother, and I've had to share a room with this man like my whole life. So when I got my freedom and I was able to keep my freedom, that was cool, man. And they hit us with that. Oh nah, y'all coming back home for the rest of the semester. Kind of blew me, man. Cause it's a lot going on. But
Man, but honestly, when we first, because we were talking about if it was gonna go online or not.
yeah.
Before spring break even came, and people were talking on the camp like, oh, COVID. Every time somebody coughed, look at them like this.
Yeah, bruh. It was crazy. Even with COVID going on, people were still talking about, oh, I'm getting my spring break. Like, I remember vividly in my history class, right? They told us, like, yeah, we're not going to have spring break due to COVID. This girl was like, oh, I don't care. I'm still going to Florida. And at the time, you know, Florida was, like, the main state that had it. I'm like, so you still going to go to Florida knowing that that's the main, like, populated place that has all the COVID cases?
It was
And
just, so much misinformation, like just spreading lies about it. Like, oh, I heard that, China hit it from so now we just like, man,
bruh.
how people believe? I don't know how people start doing the Asian hate stuff, but that's cool.
Alright, back to the topic, man. So, and excuse us for that little mishap. My other roommate had to go to class because he's mad at us because he overslept. Make it make sense. Come on now. How you gonna be mad at us because you overslept for class? But anyway, so back to the COVID. Now, another thing that I know a lot of people was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, was mentally, like, going to school through COVID. And that's another thing I ain't gonna lie to you. For me personally, it's been really hell. Like, because don't get me wrong, like, I'm a communications major, so I really do enjoy my classes, all my teachers, and information I'm learning and stuff like that, because they all cool and they make it relatable and make it easy for you, like, you know what I'm saying, understand it now versus like how some classes you had to take so many classes to understand the information. Besides the point, anyway. But even still, with that going on, it's like mentally, it's like I don't want to be in school, but I paid my money and I bust my ass to get here, so I have no choice but to attend my classes and do my work and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna lie, I would be lying if I didn't say I wouldn't have days where I'd be like, bro, I really don't want to be here. Like, I've been like days I might have contemplated dropping out just because, like, real deal, like, that's how I'd be like, we really do be contemplating, like, bro, this is worth it, bro. And then, like, even still, it's just a boggle with the mind, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you want to go to this, you want to do that, and it's like, you know, you're going to have to hear from your mama if you do this, or it's consequences you don't want to deal with or worry about. But
yeah, honestly, the mental for me, that was hell too for me, because it would be like, so I'm trying to be a physics major, so it would just be hell. Like, if I gotta do some work, if I even procrastinate a little bit, I'm behind.
Bro, oh God, bro, I promise you, bro, like, because even with, like, going the way I had it set up, like, with the half and half type thing, basically I had it set up where they'll split half of the class, and on alternate days, half the class will come on those days. So say for instance, you have a Monday and Wednesday class. Half the class will come on Monday while the other half is online, and then vice versa on Wednesday. So I'm not gonna lie. That I say was kind of a blessing because no lie, boy, you be like,
wake up.
I ain't going to class today. My teacher said attendance don't really count this semester because of COVID and all that.
Laptop.
Oh God, look, as long as you catch the Collaborate Ultra, you good.
And then you open the laptop.
Oh God. Oh God, bro. Be slumped, be in class for a whole hour. Bro. I probably be time where I wake up. I'm still in like the lobby for the video because that's how long I slept. But I mean, at the same time, I'm still getting my work done. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here in school, so I was like, pass, did all I gotta do. So don't try me. I procrastinate, but not a lot. So don't do that. But anyway, so let's talk about the adjusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was the adjustment going to school once we got back from COVID?
Because during quarantine, you got so used to doing online school.
Yeah.
And then last year in fall semester, it wasn't really. It was still mostly online.
Mm-hmm.
But then spring semester, it just whole new switch, and you're just like,
Because like it was like each semester, they were just like trying to get everybody back in school. It seemed like it was a rush. Cause like they kicked us off during the spring. We stayed online for summer classes because anybody that had a summer class in person, everything automatically switched to online. Then they was like, all right, we get back in August, we're gonna do the half and half. And then next semester they still had the half and half, but it was a lot more classes that didn't have it versus the first semester and stuff like that. So if you was a person that first semester that took advantage of all that half and half stuff, second semester wasn't the best time to really do all that. Because I mean, you still get away with it to some degree depending on like your teacher and your classes and stuff.
especially now, it's a complete flip now.
Yeah, like we back full face to face in class and stuff like that. And even still, it's like kind of weird because like we still going through a pandemic right now with COVID and stuff like that. And then, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Like for the people that's in my class, I can't really tell you what to do as a person, but please, if you ain't vaccinated, please wear your mask. Like,
that's a whole another conversation.
like I know, right? Look, we ain't even gonna get started on that. Like, bro, that's a whole nother
Because that was something my
conversation.
parents were worried about from when I was first coming back to school, because they were like, are people gonna wear masks? Or the vaccine was available. Now that people can say, oh, you can just come to class with no mask on, but they ain't gonna check if you're vaccinated or not. So they can just, well, it doesn't matter. But,
See, but that's another thing too. Is like I said, it's just a personal thing. You should feel like for yourself. Like I said, if you one of the people that you swear it ain't real and all that, don't come around me. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all be the folks like it ain't real, and then y'all catch it and be like, I swear, bro, COVID's real. Go get the vaccine. No, I'm young. I haven't, like, Lord forbid, knock on wood, I ain't caught it. I ain't trying to catch it. You know what I'm saying? I done seen what it do to some young folks. Like, people be thinking because you're young, you invincible. I'm like, bro, that shit would tear your ass down. Like, you sitting here. Yeah, like, then like I say, then when you quarantine, you by yourself. And that's a whole nother topic, too.
That's a topic that has to do with going to school, because people got quarantined sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact,
I mean, we didn't really experience that.
Yeah.
We lived off camp,
But that was another, man, I know it was hella folks just lying to even doing that. Like, that's why I'm saying for some folks, it was considered a blessing because folks would be like, oh yeah, I've interacted with people with COVID. And it's like, all right, now you're at home for, 10 days, so like almost 2 weeks or something like that, at home chilling. You don't even have to have COVID. But I ain't gonna lie, another thing is you did good with the COVID thing. They was keeping track of people, boy. I swear, like, I remember, yeah, no, I don't do it no more. But they was keeping track of folks. Like, if you had COVID, your 870 was traceable. Like, they can tell what buildings you've been in, where like you going to, all that. But I mean, people were feeling some type of way about that. I ain't gonna lie, when they first time they were like, but why you gotta do it? It's like, bro, you're gonna trace it around.
That's a whole privacy issue.
Huh? I mean, of course, it's a privacy issue. But at the same time, if you're not abiding by like quarantine and stuff like that, you're not doing nothing but spreading around campus. How we don't know if you decide, oh, I'm gonna go to Palm today, just try to be on some sneakers, and now you in Palm. Like I said, I saw a video that said it take like one person to affect like 30 people. Or no, it was one person to affect 10 people. So it's like, bro, you one person, you don't know who's sitting around you, how close, what you touch, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. So, and a lot of people don't keep mind to all that stuff either. So,
and then some professors didn't really adjust to the online aspect of things, especially during when we first went from first to face, and then COVID just made us all go home. And that last half of that semester, them switching to straight online, some professors it was just for them. I know it was a hard switch too, just like it was a hard switch for us.
Yeah.
But sometimes it was man, we barely even teaching anymore.
I'm not gonna lie. That's one thing I can say I got lucky with teacher-wise. Like I said, 'cause everybody professor be different. But I was blessed with having teachers that were able to adjust to the format of us being half and half. Because a lot of them, even a lot of my teachers, I realized they were trying to keep up with times. Like for instance, this semester I had a teacher named Ms. Jersey. She's an older Caucasian lady, and she straight up told us, she was like, I don't teach the way all my other friends teach, because it's not the same as before. So you can't sit here and teach somebody the same way they was teaching us in early 2000s and the 90s, so because times are changing. So she tries her best to accommodate us the best way to make it comfortable for us and easy for us. So if you fail that class, that's honestly your fault, and that's how it's been with all my other classes I had. Huh? Yeah, I know y'all made it so different. For me, it's like I said, I'm communications. All my teachers have made it easy and accessible for us to pass their class. All my teachers, even still through COVID and up to now, they've been like, hey, if there's anything wrong, email me. Just let me know. It don't even have to be COVID related, because even still with COVID, you don't have to have COVID with these teachers to even have to miss a class. 'Cause they know besides COVID, it's other mental things.
Especially at working.
Yeah, all these people
had to start
working.
working after COVID happened.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people started getting off camp, and then now you gotta work to pay for that.
Pay for rent. And then none of these places be,
especially during the pandemic.
Behind
job
it,
market
man.
during the pandemic. A lot of college students, a lot of people I talk to, it's man, you trying to find a place, or it's just.
and that's another thing too, with people living, it's weird. I would have thought a lot more people would try to live off campus when COVID first hit. But when when COVID first hit, it was bro, we get off campus. But we already had signed our housing contracts to VSU. So it was man, I don't know about this. Cause we was man, that's thing of health reason why we was bro, that's too close to people. Even having an apartment, yeah, you close to people, but it's I don't really gotta run into people, you know what I'm saying, get to my apartment. Versus that, you gonna have to walk by somebody in the hallway or something like that. You don't never know. But we had told them, we was yeah, we're trying to get our housing contract for COVID. They emailed us back saying oh yeah, due to a high demand and people trying to live on campus, they're gonna grant our wish. But I was why y'all still trying to live on campus when COVID?
Then again, a lot of new students.
But still, and yet they was allowing freshmen to move off camp. When COVID first hit, it was the first time, cause y'all know usually how the rule go. Freshmen got to stay that first year on camp. But after that happened, man, I promise you, boy, move-in day, the line looked like Jordan was dropping some shoes. That's how long the line was for police office. Luckily for me and him, we already had moved in and stuff like that, probably a week before the official move-in day. But boy, when I tell you, it was hella folks out there at the leasing office trying to get their keys and stuff like that. But that's the type of stuff COVID has created for it. You know what I'm saying? What's something else that COVID, school-wise, for us has? It's so much. Oh, I was another thing that's a blessing for me through COVID is, man, when the COVID first hit and quarantine first hit, they sent us all home. That refund check, boy. When I got my little refund check from school for my dorm and all my other little expenses, boy, what I do? Save that, got a little bonus from work, went and got my whip. So you know what I'm saying? It wasn't COVID ain't totally been bad, you know what I'm saying? It has its ups and downs and stuff like that, but at the same time, they still be having a little blessing here and there, you know what I'm saying? It may not be good all the time, but at the same time, your boy blessed. That's all I can really say, you know what I'm saying? But
then we will say that sometimes, depending on the class, it was easier during COVID because it was online.
Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people learn differently. And for a lot of people that like the online classes, it was a breeze for them because that's what they really want anyway. And It worked with their schedule. A lot of people, so like I said, a lot of people working too. So if you was able to take an online class or your class, like you having that half and half made it a lot easier and stuff like that. Cause you know, all right, on this day, I know I can leave from here and go straight to work or whatever stuff like that.
Online, sometimes depending on the class, like Calc 2.
Don't let you have a teacher with a lockdown, boy. Hey, look, man.
That's all.
Okay, I
I'm not gonna. I don't gotta say nothing about that.
Hey, God, boy, look, boy, they be. Look, man.
It was just some things like learning that online. It was kind of like, man, I wish we were in the classroom. There would be ways to learn it that way. But the online test kind of did save it. It depended on the professor. Because over the summer, that Calc 2 class, man. Wow.
Boy, no cap, man. Yo, when COVID first hit and they sent us home, we still had the class and stuff. I had this political science class. And I promise y'all, I was not from the Pastor's Lady class. But by the grace of God, I had ended up having to stay up all night because I was working at a job and I ended up getting off at 4 in the morning. And I had the final exam for a class at 8. I stayed up after work and studied for that. Now, I wouldn't be able to do that, you know what I'm saying, working at school because it's a totally different environment, mindset-wise. And then plus, I'm like, man, I need this class to make sure I'm on track with everything else and everything. But I was like, bro, man upstairs, all I can say, amen. But I'm bad, bro.
But yeah, that summer class, man, I had to bust it to like just push through that class because they didn't really know how
to adjust online.
Yeah, and I was just like, man.
I know that was a big challenge for a lot of teachers. Even like this discussing with teachers that like my teachers, they were saying like their colleagues having a hard time. Cause you gotta think a lot of our professors are like pushing like depending on your major and stuff like that. A lot of y'all professors they pushing your grandparents' age. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're not really hip to all the all technology and stuff like that. What's the best way to communicate with people over online and stuff like that? They're not used to none of that. They used to people coming to them during office hours, people taking an exam for an hour and a half. They used to all that. They're not used to online. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of teachers never been forced to teach online because they just been used to in-person classes. They never had to worry about that until, you know what I'm saying, COVID came. But man.
It affected so much aspects of school from...
It changed the view.
Yeah. I know the school probably lost some money, so they were trying to get up on that too.
Right, that's why I feel like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I may be wrong, but that's why I feel like that's why they was pressing so hard to get everybody back in with that after that summer. Cause I'm like, y'all just sent us home.
Weren't they trying to force us to pay like early or something? Way earlier than we used to? Remember?
I think it might have been this past semester.
Yeah,
it was this past semester. It was like you had to pay like, but now that's what it was. It was like if it's they had something figured out. Basically, like you didn't have to really have to pay today. It was like you had to something.
But you know they were.
But yeah, but like I be feeling like that sometimes. Like I may be wrong, but it's like certain things school wise, I feel like they just rushed it. You know what I'm saying? Like the mask mandates, like they don't really like. Last semester, all we had was the 6 feet markers, the masks and stuff like that. Like now, you walk around campus, you might see something here and there, but not as much as you've seen within the previous semester and stuff like that.
It kind of makes sense because the whole world came to a freeze and everybody was trying to get it back up running. But
yeah, bro. Like
at the same time, it was trying to think about the safety of the students and everything.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like, bro, if you get another COVID outbreak, or if you even get a COVID outbreak, because like I said, we Valdosta, so we right here between the border. I mean, we're right here at the border of Florida, so you know, like you got kids and folks that come from Florida to go to school here. But even still yet, like we got folks from all over the country going to school here. Like I'm known like one person that's from like South Carolina that's going to school here. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we got a mixture of everybody, I'll say. So you don't know who coming from where, what they've been doing, or anything, and it's just like, all right, no mask mandates, you know what I'm saying, or no vaccine. I mean, like, I would say they're not issuing, like, they're not pressuring people, not pressuring, but advising people to get vaccinated, because we do have the health center where they do give out vaccinations and stuff like that for free. So that's
they did make it very accessible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so like, there's no excuse.
As
like
soon as it was available, I got my first dose at the rec center, and then got my second dose at the health center.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so if y'all folks at about Dr. State say you're talking about I can't get the vaccine, you're lying. Take your ass to the health center and get that shot, that needle in your arm, so you don't catch that shit, man. I'm telling you, boy, like COVID is like I told people before, COVID is like catching AIDS, HIV, bro. If you tell them, like, I promise you, bro, that's the equivalent to this shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Look. I gotta look, cause I like you said, I don't want to get canceled. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying on how people view them as
One day, this man will get.
No, look, I'm not saying it like that. Look, like I said, I ain't trying to be like the baby and nothing like that. I'm just saying on how people view people that have, like, y'all always seen, like, or heard about. If you're not old enough, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But Magic Johnson, when he first caught HIV,
Who wasn't even alive?
I'm saying, but no, I'm just saying. That's what I said. I wasn't even live, but it's like it's still the point. Motherfuckers was looking at that man crazy as hell. People didn't want to play basketball with him, none of that stuff, cause like the disease. And that's just
like we said, misinformation.
Yeah, and that's another thing is a lot of misinformation. So people not knowing for sure, you know what I'm saying, all the research, the data and everything, and make a lot of people more skeptical to it. So
like of the vaccine, I've heard many people say about how they don't trust the government with vaccine when I'm like,
y'all went to go get the flu shot. Y'all
not even that.
I was saying y'all the same folks.
The CDC verifies vaccines.
Yeah.
Scientists are the ones who make them. So I'm like,
But
like,
people don't understand.
That, but then everybody has their opinion about vaccines.
But like you explained to me, you was like, well, vaccines are like, in a sense, almost a test run. Because they're here to help cure, but they're not gonna have it the first time around. Like when you see the first little dosage, I mean not the first, like the first batch of COVID vaccine, you seen people was having a lot of side effects and this and the third. And also that just depends on like how your body reacts to it, not everybody. But then after like later on, probably some months down the line, a lot more people were getting it, and you didn't really hear too much about the side effects anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it was still side effects, like I said, based on who you are, but you didn't really like.
I mean, the world came together.
Yeah.
To kind of make this vaccine.
I was gonna say, I feel like at that point, a lot of people were still separated, but now it's like now that it's being more mandated across the country, especially by the president and everybody else. So now it's like, now get it.
I mean, really not to get off the subject of how this relates to school, but it's like, just, I don't know, especially this vaccine, because it's completely different from any vaccine we've ever had.
Yeah.
It's new technology. It's like a lot. You're not actually putting the virus inside of you.
Yeah.
So
But
why I
people
was
don't
like,
understand
the safety of it. I didn't get it. And then the school, how they related back to the school, it was like, of course you can. You don't want to mandate it because we've seen what happens with mandate. People go crazy because it's like,
Yeah,
you
like,
have.
like I said, man.
Like, you know, you don't have to get a vaccine.
Yeah,
But
like
at the same time, it's like if you don't mandate it and you let people have their masks off, it's like there's no way.
yeah, it's a like I say, it's like a PEMDAS. It cancels out. None of that shit. Like
I don't know how your classes be, but I'll sit in classes and be like, almost nobody got a mask.
bro,
on.
I be seeing that, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
don't get me wrong, like
And I'll be vaccinated with a mask on.
the classmates I got, I fuck with all my classmates. Y'all see, so if y'all see this, don't feel no type of way about me saying anything about your mask, because I'm pretty sure y'all still living healthy some way. But I just say, at least be vaccinated, or you know what I'm
I
saying.
just don't want y'all to get on him.
He right though, 'cause I got to do it the rest of messing with y'all, man. I ain't trying to be like no tension problem. You know what I'm saying? No problem starter, nothing like that. Y'all still cool and all, but this is my personal belief. Like I said, y'all got y'all own opinions and stuff like that on how y'all feel and view about certain things. It's just me personally. But you know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty much all we got for this podcast today.
We got a little off track sometimes.
I know, right? Hey, look, but it's gonna be like that.
You know,
It's gonna be like that, man. But look, y'all catch us on the next episode of Keep It a Buck podcast.